I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. Could we have a roll call of the board?
Here.
Here.
Yes. Here.
Here. Here.
Here, we do have a quorum tonight. We can conduct business. The next item is the approval of the agenda. Any additions or deletions to the agenda tonight?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion. We do have support. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we'll go into the first public comment period. This is for agenda-related items. Now, I'd like to point out that on the agenda, we do have the Briggs Lake Special Assessment Public Hearing and the 2026-2027 draft budget. That would be the opportune time to make any comments regarding either one of them during that public hearing, not during the call to the public. So with that, anyone wishing to address the Township Board on any agenda-related item? Seeing no response, we will close the first comment period, and we will move on to the consent agenda. You have the approval of the March 4th, 2026 regular board meeting minutes and the approval of the submitted bills list in the amount of $300,511.62. Any comments, questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted.
Support. Or
Okay, we have motion and support. Discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Okay, at this time, we'll go into department head reports and requests, and we have the swearing in of Officer John Ulmer. Okay, Deputy Chief.
This is Officer Ulmer. He graduated the academy here, 3 weeks ago? Correct. About 3 weeks ago. He started off with us as a cadet, and he is our second successful cadet to go through the academy now. And he's working out really good. We like him.
Okay. Well, welcome to the board. Welcome to the Green Oak Township.
Welcome. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
If you step over, I'll swear you in. You need to be close to the microphone. You raise your right hand, please. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the position of police officer in and for Green Oak Charter Township, state of Michigan, according to the best of my ability.
I do.
Great. I need you to sign here for me. This one you can keep, and the one below it we'll keep. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Welcome.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so now your mom gets a quick badge.
All right.
Go ahead. Yeah. First try.
Don't poke them.
Do you want to take a few minutes here?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
Make a motion that we have a 5-minute break, so.
Support?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. So we're going to break for about 5 minutes. Let you take your pictures and do whatever you want to do there. In session?
So moved.
Support.
Okay, we have motion support, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Okay, we're going to go into department head reports right now, and let's see, how do we want to head? Let's put it this way. Chiefs, do either one of you have a report generic to the police department? Actually, Rob, do you have one? Other than the business we have on hand.
I'll make it real quick. We just got done interviewing a new cadet, and we tendered him a conditional offer based on his background. So he will have to get a psychological, go through the full background, but 26 years old, Brighton native, really nice, sharp kid, so looks promising. No, and his goal is to become a police officer. So,
Okay, if you could stay up there for a minute, if you don't mind. Chief Kramer, can you come up? One last time there, huh?
One last.
Okay. What have I provided to the board is on January 5th, 2026, you have on April 16th, Chief Kramer will have 25 years with Green Oak Township PD. He started in 1999. He will be retiring around that time. Actually, his retirement date is April 30th. So this is Chief Kramer's letter of resignation. So I think at this time, I think we should accept Chief Kramer's letter of resignation and thank him for the years of support and dedication to Green Oak Township.
I make a motion to accept Chief Kramer's resignation effective April 30th, 2026.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion, we have support, discussion.
I just know I want to say thank you. Obviously, April 30th is still a little bit away, so I'm still going to consider you, Chief Kramer. But just in the short time I've been here, it's been great to work with you. You've always been open to the things that I've, wanted to work and do with the police department. So thank you for everything that you've done to protect and everything for Green Oak Township. So thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I'd like to thank you for your friendship for all these years since you joined the force. And we first met on the fire department, and then all the support since you've become chief in assisting us at the clerk's office.
Thanks.
Chief, it's been a pleasure knowing you.
It's been a pleasure, Chief.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Enjoy your retirement.
I already started a new job, so.
I will have to say, I've only got one complaint. I thank you for your services, but only one complaint.
What's that?
When I took this job as supervisor, I had an agreement with Chief Brookins and his wife, Lisa Brookins, that they would not retire until I do.
I think that's on you.
That went down the drain. I had the same conversation with Jason Pless. That went down the drain. You and I had the same conversation, and I'm still here. Rob,
We'll see.
you are going to outlive me. All right. Well, Chief Kramer, thank you very much, and I appreciate everything I've learned from you, and it has been an honor to serve with you here.
Thank you, and thank you guys for everything. You guys have been just absolutely fantastic.
Thanks, Chief. It's been
Thank
a
you.
real pleasure.
Thank you.
Should I go?
Get my old bones up.
Thank you.
Do not tempt him.
All right. Deputy Chief? Stay there if you would, please.
So we have a situation that Chief Kramer has moved on to his new job and is using up the remainder of his personal time to fill out his time till April 30th. However, the police department operations still have to go on, and there has to be a chief present to do that. In light of the fact that Deputy Chief Bradford is in essence doing that job, I think that it's proper so that he has the authority to sign whatever he needs to sign and act on behalf of the township, that we appoint him acting chief until April 30th when Chief Kramer leaves, and then of course we take the next actions.
Agree.
Do you need a motion?
Agreed?
We need a motion.
Yep, we need a motion.
Submit or propose a motion, to have Deputy Chief Bradford be the interim Chief of Police for Green Oak Township in Chief Kramer's absence.
I'll second that.
Do we want to use interim or acting? Or is it no moot point?
Moot point.
Okay, moot point.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. I think I would like a roll call, please.
David Pettit,
Yes.
Randy Gray,
Yes.
Dan Ricco,
Yes.
Craig Hedges,
Yes.
Michael Bublé,
Yes.
Christian Bugabandi,
Yes.
Mark Victor.
Yes, motion passes. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
For your trust. Appreciate it. For your trust, I appreciate it.
You'll bring a coin next time?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on, let's go to,
Me?
yes, you, do you
Oh,
have a treasurer's
yes.
report?
Yes, as of March 2nd, that was our due date of taxes. We officially got done with tax collection, and as of yesterday, I settled with the county, all balanced. We were at a 97.83% summer tax collection and a 96% tax collection rate for winter, which is pretty much in line with last year because we had a higher taxable value this year, so it was a really good tax collection. I mean, wasn't too crazy busy, dealt with a lot of residents, helping them out, so it was just, all in all, my staff did a really amazing job. So I'm just glad it's over and we get a little bit of a reprieve to kind of get our housekeeping in order and work on some things for the next few months to prepare for the next tax collection. I am working on our CSI leasing that's going to be coming up in September. We're doing a lot of buyouts. I've reached out to a lot of department heads, so that's kind of in process right now to see where we're going to go with that. Hopefully help save budgets a little bit, since, you know, leasing month to month when things are lasting a little bit longer, that just doesn't seem like it's good and in the wheelhouse right now. So working on that, and other than that, went to my first MMRA conference with Mike and Debbie 2 weeks ago. It was a really great one. I've been officially was on my first investment committee meeting, so I'm part of the investment committee now. So I'm helping, work on where they're investing money, and it's definitely a big portfolio. So probably the biggest portfolio of money that I've ever helped manage in my life. So it's a great experience. A lot of new people I met. So just another kind of turn and something towards, what I'm doing, not only as a treasurer here, but just even going further out with my education. It's just great. And since I've done that, I actually came back and started investing more money for the township in a couple other banks. So trying to just earn the interest we can. The interest rates aren't too bad right now, so trying to get in there so I can at least lock it in for the moment. So other than that, I don't think I really have anything else that I can think of right now.
Okay. Michael, do you have a clerk's report?
Yes, several things on the clerk's report. One of the things this evening for the board members, Dawn Levites, who is our accounting manager at the moment. She is here to answer any questions that we have for the budget, upcoming budget. She's been working with Ryan on a regular basis and wants more participation with the board as we move forward on financial items. Next, May elections. We are all prepared. We're going to be doing our preliminary testing quickly. We have our ballots already. They will be sent out shortly. We're consolidating. It's for Brighton only. So if you're in the Whitmore Lake School District or you're in the South Lyon School District, this election will not affect you. It's only for Brighton residents, or for folks that are in the Brighton School District. It's a bond proposal, $156 million. All of the precincts will be co-located at the Scranton Middle School. However, we will still continue to have early voting for 9 days here at the Township Hall as we promised our residents earlier. So that going on. And then the last thing, and I think this is real important for not only our board members, but also our residents, is that we attended the Michigan Township Association Capital Conference yesterday. Deb and I did. And Michigan Municipal League, Michigan Townships Association, SEMCOG are all standing up, and they're voicing their objections and their not approval of the House bills and the Senate bills that are up in Lansing right now to take all the control away from the locals. They're proposing that in areas that are served by sewer and water, that you can have a lot size no larger than 1,500 square feet, which is not even enough to put a house up and have a parking spot. And they're also having a bill come forward that if you're in any area that currently has residential zoning, that you will be able to put a mobile home on it, and also an auxiliary, what is it called?
ADUs?
AUs, an auxiliary house on that property as well.
It's an ADU,
ADU.
accessory dwelling unit. So you can take your garage and create an apartment or in-laws quarters, any residential lot.
And we cannot do anything about it. It will obviously have a very adverse effect on current areas, what they are handing out at the meeting, and we will have these at the township counter. We'll probably put a copy of it on our website that you'll be able to scan the QR code. It's important that all of our residents, everybody you know, contact your legislators, contact people at Lansing, and tell them what a horribly bad idea this is. There was almost unanimous no support at the Capitol Conference, but this needs to go out to everybody. This needs to be highly publicized.
What additional, actually two additional bills that are being proposed. One makes duplexes by right in any single-family residential zone lots. So those neighbors where you see nice single-family homes could end up being duplexes by right. Also,
Mobile homes by right.
mobile homes by right. And they're also, and this is brilliant, I don't know where anybody's head's at. I got some ideas, but they limit the amount of parking spots that a township can request to one parking spot. So the average home has 2.3 cars, so I guess the other 1.3 cars parks in the street. Now that is really brilliant.
And if you think about a 1,500 square foot lot, that's like 40 by 37. That's not a very big lot.
Oh, the other one is the mandatory, we can't require more than 15-foot setbacks
Yes.
in a rear yard or front yard. So if you take a front yard setback, and if you got a garage, you guess what? You're in the road before you're out of your garage.
So we will have these at the township, at the counters. We will put this up on our website as well.
And there's some on the table.
And there's some on the table. So very important stuff, and we need to get this word out as much as possible to have as much don't do this to our legislators up in Lansing as possible. And that's it for the clerk's report.
Yeah, and just another side, I did author a letter that went to the legislative government committee, which I think all the board members got a copy of. I distributed that letter to the committee. I sent copies to Senator Lana Tice, to Legislator Representative Ann Bolin. Friday, Lana Tice, when she was over at Chief Kramer's retirement, she did acknowledge she had seen my letter, and I also shipped it out to as many township supervisors as I could, from Livingston County, Oakland County, and Macomb County, so anybody that I had the ability to get it to, they got it. So
Senator Slice stopped by yesterday when we were having lunch and sat at our table during the lunch period, and also expressed that she is very much opposed to this. but it has to go to more than just our legislators.
One last thing, and I'll get off of this too. A lot of us will think that this will never happen. There's bipartisan support. This is the first time I've seen bipartisan support when the governor mentioned this in her State of the State address. Both sides stood up in applause. And when I pressed our representative, Nolan, about it, she said, yes, this is Republican initiated, and there are enough
And
votes.
Democrat as well.
And, right, on the Democratic side, yeah, they're both supporting it, but there is support on both sides to try to pull this together. And she told me they're actually trying to fast track it. So that's why we're being vocal, and we're talking to every single person we can. Okay. I think we beat this one to death.
I'll step off the soapbox.
Okay, with that, but it is scary. So anything else, Michael?
That's it.
Okay, just real quickly, as we all know, I've been, budget, working with Dawn and Ryan. That's here in front of us tonight. I have submitted the MMRMA renewal. That's been another interesting item on my plate. And other than the normal neighbor versus neighbor fights that come in every day, which are interesting, we have Arbor Meadows is, well, Tricia's going to love this. Arbor Meadows wants to set up an SAD for paving their roads. Bingham Estates wants to set up an SAD for paving their roads. And geez, I got a petition for the residents along Silverside to pave their roads. So I'm busy.
And there's a petition to appoint Trish to the SEMCOG executive.
Oh, yeah, we've got that too. But anyways, it's been pretty busy the last couple of weeks. Okay, so that's it for department head reports.
You forgot. Fire
For that, Trey.
Fire chief.
Fire chief, forgot. I didn't see you in your uniform.
I actually have stuff today. so,
Okay, go for it.
Congratulations to Chiefs Kramer and Bradford, of course. First off, congratulations to Sergeant John LaPinta, who was hired by our department as a career duty sergeant. He comes to us with 21 years of experience from Northville City Fire Department, where he was lieutenant and training officer. Glad to have him on board. He's doing wonderfully. We also promoted 3 new paid-on-call sergeants who have taken their positions. I will be coming back to the board next time as the new budget arrives with a couple of requests. And also, so you know, Tanker 82, which we are going to have to discuss at the board level as far as financing, is about 6 weeks away. So I wanted to put that out there. We can talk more about it next time. So I'll come in and talk to the treasurer before then, but.
Which brings up another point that we learned at the meeting yesterday at the Capitol Conference. In the state budget, they're taking money away from the statutory that they normally give townships and devoting like $8 million over to public safety. And it's going to be based on the crime rate in your area, to a low of 10,000, and the high figure we heard yesterday was for 435,000. That said, there's also 8 million, I believe it was, that's going to be set aside for fire departments. And one of the things on there is they'll be sending you a letter, both of you a letter, either late this month or early next month, for you to apply for those.
Good, we've taken advantage of those every year they've been out, and we've been successful every year they've come out.
Good. Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
we saw that and I thought, okay, this
No,
is good.
they typically come in with very short turnaround times, but we're on them, and with that, we've gotten pagers for our paid-on-call firefighters, we've gotten turnout gear for our career firefighters, we've gotten a number of things from the state. It takes a while, but they come.
Just thought you'd like to know.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Chief. All right, the next item is correspondence. Do we have any needed?
None to distribute.
Okay, with that, we will go into item number 9, public hearings. The first public hearing is the Briggs Lake Special Assessment Roll, Weed Control Improvements, Special Assessment District 2026. Before we go into the public hearing, I want to cover a couple items. Last time this was in front of the board for the first public hearing, I was not here and available for answers, question and answers. But to address some of the questions that came up now that I can address right now is there was a question on why other residents that actually use the lake and have access through an easement are not assessed. Just because you have access to a lake but don't have frontage on the lake, under the act, they are not accessible unless they are part of the improvement is they have access to that lake. Even through an easement doesn't give us the ability to assess costs. The, where's that? Down at this area, okay, I'm missing it. This area right here, this is Orchard View subdivision. Orchard View subdivision, by virtue, those 1 through 40 homes in that area, by virtue of that park right there, they have frontage on the lake, so therefore these homes are accessible. That's what we refer to as the non-riparian owners. They have a lesser cost than everybody that has riparian rights. As I will go through this is the plat, and it really, nope, jumped a little too far. Description of the land platted, Orchard View Colony, I jump right down, and it says containing lots numbered 1 through 40, the private park, and therefore, the virtue of those 40 homes having the ability of all of Orchard View, 24 of those lots are within that small subdivision at the bottom. That's why we have 24 non-riparian owners that have access to the park. So therefore, they're assessed. This is the sad cost as we worked on it, and this has pretty much been the same division that we have used and the spread that we have used for. This is the third SAD, so the formula has been the same. If you look at the first year, the cost is $308 per house, and then as you go through year 2, 3, is $182 a year. Year 4 is $193. Year 5, $199. For the non-riparians, it's $41 a year straight through. Again, this is the assessment roll that I have put together. The total, and we'll blow it up a little bit. You can see the total assessment for the 5 years per parcel is $1,069. Go all the way down. Okay, no, not there yet.
Bless you.
Well, thank you. Yep, I'm there. You can see there was 87 homes. It's kind of hard to see. 87 homes that are riparian, 24 non-riparian. And with that, this is a supervisor certificate certifying the assessment roll.
Can you repeat how many of the non-riparian for me?
Non-riparian is 24.
Thank you.
87 for riparian. Okay, I'll go into my normal spiel. This is a public hearing on the assessment roll. I think I've answered most of the questions. The main question before we go into the public hearing is there were questions, a lot of questions about the lily pads. Mm-hmm. The lily pads are an issue that come up every year, and because coming from the government, which nobody really trusts, I figured I would get the contractor here to address the lily pads. James, this is James Shearer from PLM. James has been handling the weed control at Breaks Lake, and he can help us out with the lily pads.
Yeah, a little over 10 years, so I appreciate you guys for having me tonight. I already spoke with one of the concerned riparians, highlighted to them. There's about, she said, half a dozen, 7 lots over there that have issues in that northwest corner. I outlined what I had wrote in that email that you all have copies of what we can and can't do. The 40-foot swim beach area and the boat lane to open water. I already left her my contact information so that we can set something up with that group of individuals and remedy the situation. We're never going to get rid of every lily pad in that corner of the lake, but we can maintain boat lanes and open it up along the shoreline for ease of access. Still not going to probably be a place folks would want to swim. The substrate at the bottom of the lake there is pretty wetland by the sheer fact of the lily pad swamp that's there. But we can help, remedy some of the cause and make recreation a little easier for them. All in all, the rest of the program's been very successful. We've had some hiccups along the way, as all lakes do, but I think the last 2 years have gone very smoothly. So we haven't had to go to Mr. Tuthill's farm and drop off any harvesting material, so we've been pretty fortunate the last few years for that. So I think once we clear up the lily pads for these folks, we'll be good for hopefully we can get everyone happy, and I think we'll get there this year, so.
Okay, Eagle's main concern with treating the lily pads is
So any emergent plant is a protected wetland unless they're invasive. While water lilies can be kind of invasive, they are a native to the state of Michigan, so they have different statutes in comparison to the milfoil and some of the other invasive plants that we control on lakes. So we have to stay within the guidelines of our permit, but we are able to do that. Now that I have a good resident to help spearhead the charge, we'll be able to reach out to them, figure something out. We're not, like I said, we're not going to eliminate the lily pads in that part of the lake, but we should be able to help clean up some access and get people happy. So.
Yeah. And on the other hand, too, you wouldn't want to completely eliminate them because they are a habitat for aquatics.
You want it bad? Come
Well, okay. If you're one with a fishing pole and fishes for bass, I
Take
get
it,
it.
Andrew. This is the problem, and it isn't a small problem. This is a huge problem. If it isn't taken care of,
Yep.
it's gonna cover more than what it's already covering.
Okay.
I think we'll be able to ease your
And you just
concerns.
said it, lily pad swamp.
Yep.
So my going out in the water on a nice sandy bottom isn't gonna happen.
But we can clean up the aesthetic view and open up some access. So, and I'm confident in that. We do it on a handful of lakes. Sometimes you got to be careful because you get rid of one problem and something else pops up. But we'll be proactive in our approach and should be able to help the residents out over there. So.
Now, lily pads, are they somewhat, the amount of proliferation, is it also related to sunlight, rainwater, or is it just?
It's just the fact of that they've been there. You can go back and look at the Google Earth imagery for the last 10 plus years and see that consistent growth in that corner of the lake. They've been there for a long time. They have a very large tuber-based system of roots. They're very hard to get rid of permanently. And like I said, you wouldn't want to get rid of them permanently because then you open a whole other smattering of issues that could arise. So that area will always be a wetland area, probably has been for hundreds of years.
No.
It may be.
I've been there for 40, they weren't that bad.
It may be growing in size, but that's probably likely due to the fact that they have a tuber. They are a protected plant, but we'll be able to do enough that I think the residents will be happily satisfied. So, and hopefully they don't come to the next 5 years. When they come in the next 5 years, there'll be more of a support of the program. So.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody have any questions for James?
Oh, thank
Thank you all.
Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you. Okay, at this time, we will get ready to open the public hearing for the Briggs Lake weed control. What I'd like to point out before we open it up is we have our bond counsel here, so he can correct me if I make any misstatements. But what I do have to say is this is a public hearing on the assessment roll. If you wish to protest your assessment to the Michigan Tax Tribunal, it is important that you make your objection to the assessment roll known tonight, tonight's public hearing, or within 5 days, written comments to the Township Clerk. So with that, at this time, I will open the public hearing for the Briggs Lake Weed Control Special Assessment District Assessment Roll-in. Anybody wishing to address the Township Board at this time in the public hearing? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. We will close the Briggs Lake Special Assessment Roll public hearing. Okay, next item. Let me do a little shifting around here. We will be opening up the public hearing for the 2026-2027 draft budget. What I've decided to do tonight, we have within our board packets, we have the resolution, we have the supporting documentation that Dawn has put together for us, and also the working file that Dawn and Ryan and I have been working with, which comprises some 58, 60 plus pages. To simplify it, this is what our public hearing is about tonight, and I like the simplified version. The 101, that's the general fund revenues, so we're anticipating revenues of $4,115,495, with expenses of $4,664,738, which is we will be hitting the fund balance for about $529,000, with resulting a fund balance at the end of 2027, $3,689,246.81. I don't know where that came from. But also with that, I want to emphasize, because we are moving some money back from, hopefully tonight, from the road fund back to the general fund because of the money that we had loaned it at one time. I'm not sure if we accounted for that in here, so I think we may have to look at that. So, but this is worst case scenario. In the 206 Fire Department Fund, this is their operating fund. We have revenues estimated at $2,726,092. Expenses of $2,880,729, with a deficit or expenses exceeding revenues of $154,637, which at the end of 27 will leave $535,001 for fund balance.
Just for clarification, that is the operational budget?
That's the operational budget. Okay. Next one is the Fire Department 373 Capital Fund. And with that, anticipated revenues of $1,818,050. Expenses, $1,452,627.50. Revenues exceed the expenditures by $365,422. So fund balance at the end of 27 with $2,636,005. So that's a fairly healthy fund balance. Police Department, anticipated revenues $5,205,100. Expenses $5,300,896. Again, expenses exceed revenues by $95,796. Fund balance will be $3,111,345 at the end of 27. Building Department, that is the anticipated revenues of $530,750. Expenses $522,646. I think we all know building is down right now, but that still puts them revenues in excess of expenses. They'll have a fund balance of $1,107,902. Road fund, this is the interesting one. We're anticipating $2,616,404 in revenues. Expenses $1,101,000 in expenses. Revenues exceed expenses by $1,515,404, with an estimated fund balance of $9,525,341.37. As I indicated, this is the synopsis of the governmental funds, including the road fund. Within the documents that we've had, and we've been on file with the clerk's department for the last 2 weeks, all the non-governmental funds or the The enterprise funds are included in that, and along with that will be any of the 2025, 2026 budget amendments. So with that, I'm going to close this out. We got to go back to my board packet. Don't know why I can't open up two PDFs at the same time. Okay. Okay, with that, at this time, we will open the public hearing for the 2026-2027 Green Oak Township budget and any 2025-2026 budget amendments. Is there anyone wishing to address the Township Board through the public hearing for the 2026-27 budget? Seeing no response, going once, twice, three times, we will close the public hearing. And we will move on to the next item, business item, Resolution 14, 2026, of Briggs Lake confirming special assessment role, weed control improvements, special assessment districts 2026. Eric, did we miss anything here?
Mr. Supervisor, members of the board, thanks for having me here. I just wanted to point out that this resolution before you, as you've seen the same form with many other special assessment districts, it will confirm the role that has been presented to you. It sets a prepayment period that has a deadline of May 1st. If you pay before May 1st, you can pay it without interest. If you haven't paid by May 1st, then it starts to accrue interest at 5% and will be billed on the winter tax bill December 1st and 2026 through 2030. Due February 14th of the following calendar year and each year for the next 5 years.
So in other words, anybody could come in and first 45 days, 30 days, and pay the whole assessment.
It's a little bit less than 45 days,
Yeah,
but yeah.
okay.
Mhm. So if there are any questions on the resolution confirming the role, I'd be happy to answer them. The board's choices are to confirm, to amend or correct, refer to the supervisor for revision, or annul the role. But this resolution is set up to confirm the role if you choose.
I don't have really a question, but so I will have my staff start, obviously, after tonight's meeting, if anyone wants to come in between now and May 1st to make those payments. So
Okay.
with the list, because we have the riparian and the non-riparians of the different amounts. So I'll just make sure that we have that, and we'll get you what we usually get you.
Okay, and it has been our typical practice to send letters to the record owner
Yes.
announcing the assessment so that they are aware of the prepayment period and the assessment that's
And
been
that goes to
levied.
your department, right, Mike? Carrie sends those out? Okay, awesome. So I'll get copies of the letter. Thank you.
Okay. What's the wishes of the board?
I'd make a motion to approve resolution number 14, 2026, fifth resolution confirming special assessment role for Briggs Lake Weed Control Improvements Special Assessment District.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have support, discussion on the motion. Hearing none, Kelly, could you have a roll call?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, resolution is adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, going on to the next item is Resolution 13, 2026. This is the 2026-2027 budget appropriations for Green Oak Charter Township and the 2025-2026 budget amendments. As I had mentioned, this is a resolution. This pretty much changed it a little bit this year. The previous resolution was pretty wordy. I think Dawn would agree it kind of got a little cumbersome to read, so working with Ryan Clark, we trimmed it down. But the main item that is within the resolution and we're required is to put the millage levies and the anticipated revenues. So going through it, The Green Oak operating millage, and these are all tentative millages because we have not, obviously, we just had board of review. We have to settle with the county, and then it goes to equalization, so probably, late April, May, we'll have the final levy numbers from the county.
In regards to the
millages,
villages?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I just did get informed from our assessor that we may end up with a Headley factor, so we're waiting to hear about that.
Yep.
But the Green Oak operating, put this up a little bit, is 0.795. Green Oak Fire is 1.7602. Fire voted is 0.5905. Fire capital is 0.6066. Green Oak Police, 2.3669. Police voted is 0.9945, and the Green Oak Road millage is 1.5368, which brings us to millage rate of 8.65100. Estimated tax revenue is $12,506,433.45. Within this budget, this is something new this year, the adoption of the budget by activities or departments. The last sentence was added this year. Any and all budget amendments to the 2025-2026 budget as identified by the Township Board are hereby adopted by this resolution and identified in the attached exhibit. See anything further down? I think that is pretty much it with the resolution. Dawn and Ryan have provided this document. It's a little bit new this year. And some of these numbers will change a little bit from what I talked about earlier. But this is pretty much, fund by fund. This gives you the numbers for all of the governmental funds, the road fund, and then as you go down through, it'll be all the enterprise funds and special assessment district funds. Did I miss anything there, Don?
Not that I've noticed. I think that's everything.
I just know there's been a heck of a lot of activity in that office next to me for the last few weeks.
When somebody sits there and looks at this, we've got a lot. We have whittled down the total number of funds that we have, but we still have a lot of funds, and there's a lot of numbers that we're constantly looking at, and it's interesting that I don't care how much you look at this, you can go back the next day and say, oh, that's not right, or this needs to change. The only real change that we have in this budget from what we have at the workshop is Debbie and I were looking at the Department 371 zoning, and we had knocked down the schooling from 3,000 to 2,000. And we said, yeah, we need to put that back up at 3,000. So we put it back up to 3,000. That's in essence the only change from what we went through in the workshops.
Not so bad.
And one of the things to notice is that we show 12.5 million in income to the township, that the township and the accountants are managing. However, that doesn't include, and I don't know what the figure that we get in statutory and constitutional revenue sharing, which actually is a greater amount than this. So
No.
no, it doesn't.
No, it
Does that
does not.
include the statutory?
Well,
And
that's in
constitutional.
there, but that's a total of
Okay.
all funds.
My mistake then. I correct.
What we receive in statutory state shared revenue is estimated at this upcoming year at $2,075,900. And that's a 6% decrease from this last year. So, yeah, that's, at one point they were talking about a 10%, and that went to 6%. Who knows where it's going to go with everything that's going on here in the state. So, again, I think everybody knows what I do. I'm extremely conservative on the revenue side, and yeah, I overestimate on the expenses side.
Well, and I think even in the treasurer's office and treasurers through our trainings, you know, that's a fearful number for us. You know, when we look at it and we see that it's being cut, just because we know that that's our guarantee of what we're getting in, even during our off-tax collection time. That, you know, to bring in for I can't even say it, operational for the township, to see it cut that much. I mean, and already with the issues with our millage, our township allocated millage, it just, you start to really look at that budget, like, where are we gonna cut things? And so we keep track of it. Every month, our legislative committee gives us updates on if there's any new statutorial, and then we also, Mark and Mike and I get a notice from statutory, I think, every 2 months about it. So we're staying on top of it. We see the worst, and we hope that all of a sudden in 6 months they say, hey, here's another extra 10%. We're hoping that maybe that might come along the pipeline. But I don't see that happening, but we're really hoping that might change. But
And even within the whole budget, you know, we look at this small potatoes franchise fees, and they're cutting them, and I get it, because I am probably about as frustrated with Comcast as one can be. I'm trying to figure out why I'm paying money for Comcast, because they should be paying me to watch their crap. But when I get on it, well, when I get on, it's true. When I start searching, you know, Xfinity is no different than Spectrum, no different than WOW. They are losing subscribers because of, well, and they're blaming it on, you know, they can't produce good programming because it's cheaper to create reality shows. Okay, well, that doesn't help me out when I'm paying my bill, because I can't stand the reality shows. But the fact is, people, they are losing subscriber base, big time, all of them. And that's reflective here. It's small potatoes, but when you go from $140,000 a year, I'm budgeting $125, and I'm not quite sure that, I think it's gonna be less than that, at the rate that they're losing subscribers.
Yet they just put a new cable company just came into my area. They just sprang all the lines this past week.
Yeah, there's Swiss cheese in the township all over the place, but yeah, when you get to their basic programming, it is horrendous. But again, I think all of us have done a good job through our budget discussions, how we can contain cost. But the one thing that we can't contain, and I'm going to blame it on Mike, is his elections.
I'll accept full responsibility about the fact that the state is coming by and they're going to cause us to buy all new equipment in the 26, 27 budget year. They're anticipating that equipment, they're saying plan for 15, which means really plan for 20. And what we've done on the clerk side is we've reduced our precincts from 11 down to 8. And we reduced our absentee counting boards from 5 down to 3. So we're trying to cut cost on the front end of this and still stay within the law of how many voters we can have at each precinct. That's not to say that at some point in the future we'll have to up the precincts again, but for now it's a way for us to save a substantial amount of money out of the clerk's budget, and it's still ridiculously expensive.
Well, you can
And
look.
that's for more accurate elections, right?
Correct.
The machines, but they don't want voter ID.
Yeah. Well,
It's the thing that people don't understand, and there's all, and you know, I'll jump back on my soapbox again. There's a lot of misinformation about what they're going to require from voters as far as ladies who have gotten married or this, that, or the other thing about having to bring in birth certificates and everything else to be able to vote. If you're a first-time voter, that is a correct statement.
Right.
But if you're already an existing voter, you bring in your driver's license and you can vote.
That's what we do now.
And nothing has changed. This is the same bill of goods that the Secretary of State and everybody else foisted on us with Prop 2 and Prop 3 by saying that the veterans will have more rights than they had before. And all they were doing was selling a bill of goods so that people would vote yes on this, saying that nobody wants to vote against veterans on rights that they already had, and put this Prop 2 in place, which has doubled the clerk's budget.
Yep. Well, if you look, and again, you know, right now I've got 24 and 25 activity. I don't have all the previous years in here, but your budget at one time was down about like 390,000. Well, in 2 years ago, your budget went up to 449,000 with the Prop 2. This year, we pumped it up to 604, and next year we're looking at 622. And that's a combination of buying the equipment because of Prop 2. Along with that, since it was voted in by the electorate of the state does not have to reimburse us a nickel for any of that equipment. So we have to buy.
So another unfunded mandate.
It's an unfunded mandate.
They found a workaround.
Right. And the fact is that we've got to be open 9 days for each single election. That's 9 straight days. That covers the weekends too.
And the interesting part about that is even though that ends on the Sunday prior to the election, any of the equipment that we used for that early voting, even though it's not being used after that Sunday, has to be sequestered and cannot be used for the regular election. And then, of course, all the laptops that have to go with it, that they're mandating changes into in order to keep up with the changes that are coming. So, and Randy works with me on elections, and so does Deb, and they can see the complexity that we're not getting the kind of help from our citizens that we used to get, because it's becoming so complex even for the workers. And it used to be a social event for them, and now it truly has become a one-day job. And all the training that they have to go through every 2 years, elections has become really a challenge.
But I think too, I think part of that too is trying to get election workers, you know, and they're actually the heart, the backbone and heart of elections. With all the hype, hysteria, and all the, you know, anti-sentiments right now, there's a sense, why would you want to work in an election? It could be dangerous, you know. So, but this is only a small part of it. There's so much of this that makes up the budget that, as we know, going through our workshops, there's a lot of detail. So with that, is anybody have any questions for either me or Dawn?
No, just like I said, I love this report. You know,
Great.
just the
I'm glad it's a
column
good
one, just
format.
to be able to look compared to going through all of that, so, thank you.
What I'd like to say is I applaud Dawn. The amount, Dawn is so much fun to work with because I can go ask a question and she's got an answer. And if she doesn't have the answer, I can guarantee you very shortly she's got the answer. So I appreciate that, and it does make things so much easier now with the budget. So I do thank you.
I'm glad.
Thank you.
So with that, we have a budget resolution in front of you.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 14-2026.
Nope.
13.
13.
I skipped one. There we go. Moving things around.
That's why
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 13-2026, 26-27 budget appropriations, Green Oak Charter Township, and 2025 and 2026 budget amendments, Livingston County, Michigan.
Support.
Okay, we have motion and support. Discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, resolution is adopted. And just so that you all know, Dawn already has us in the BSNA right now. So, super efficient. Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, moving on to the next item, Resolution 12-2026. resolution to fulfill repayment of obligation from road millage fund to general fund.
Sir,
Go for it.
11 should be
11.
next.
11. Oh,
Police funds.
yep. Ah, I've done that a couple times here. Okay, let's,
So you're not the only one, Dan.
okay. Thank you. Okay, Resolution 11, 2026, resolution to transfer yearly budgeted police funds. Who wants to handle this one? This is our normal housekeeping.
That's you?
Oh,
That's you.
okay. This is a resolution where we transfer funds from the special police fund to MERS for the retirement fund and also for the retiree health care funding. This again goes to how this happens every year, and it's how we're able to continue to improve our budgeted position and how well funded we are in the retirement funds. This has been going on for probably about 8 years now that we've started this, and it has resulted in us getting higher and higher in our unfunded, not higher unfunded, but less unfunded in our police funds. So essentially, this is a housekeeping idea of something that we've done every year.
And anytime we have moved funds from one fund to another fund, there has to be a tracking method. So that's what the resolution is for.
I'll make a motion to accept Resolution 11-2026, resolution to transfer yearly budgeted police funds.
Support.
Okay, we have motion, support, discussion. Okay, another roll call. We got a lot of them.
I'm so glad you're here tonight.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion passed, our resolution is adopted. Okay, now we're gonna move forward. Want to get this money back in the general fund. Okay, resolution 12, 2026, a resolution to fulfill the repayment obligation from the road millage fund to the general fund. If you recall, back when we were doing Silver Lake Road, we had a shortfall at that particular time, and the township general fund loaned the road millage fund $836,928.54. Well, now after all these years, the road fund has a pretty healthy fund balance, and it's time to pay the loan back.
That's right.
It should be noted that there's no interest involved with this.
No.
So this, for the road fund, it's a pretty good deal. And for the township at the time to have that type of money to be able to complete Silver Lake, which was a promise that we made to our residents when they agreed and passed the road fundage. So this is promise made, promise kept. And I think that shows well on this board and what we do with the funds.
Yeah. And to also further explain this is, one would say, okay, we had to loan it money before. Why do you have such a fund balance now? Also, it's to note that when we passed the road millage in 2012, we estimated the growth of the township at a certain level. Well, that level has exceeded what we had, so we were very conservative on growth. The growth has exceeded that, so we've had more tax revenue coming in from the road millage. And I think it's a credit to our treasurers who have invested the money very well. So I think we've done a good job. So that's going to allow us to repay the township and look at other roads to do some work on.
And maybe this is a good time to let the board know what we're planning for the road funding for this upcoming year, the projects that we're already doing and contributing to.
We do have a list at the township treasurer's counter, but I could not verbatim tell you exactly what we're doing at this point.
We're doing, as we approved at the last board meeting, we're doing Maltby, a section of Maltby Road, we're doing 8 Mile Road, and we're doing North Main. We're splitting the cost of that with the County Road Commission, which is close to $500,000 this year. And of course, then what the county is taking on through the federal aid transportation program, and I went through that list, but Michael wasn't here, so he's got to listen to it. We're doing the roundabout at Winans Lake Road. That's happening this year.
And Whitmore Lake.
And Whitmore Lake Road from Silver Lake Road north to the Brighton Assembly of God. That's going to be done this year. The entire stretch of Maltby Road is being done, so that's a collaboration between the county, Green Oak Township, and Hamburg Township. That full stretch is being done. Kensington and Grand River is being done. The realignment of Doan Road, and also the bridge over Huron River at McCabe. And I know darn well I'm missing one other.
Grand River paving from Kensington west, where they're going to.
That's not this year.
That's not this year, that's
No.
next year. Okay.
All I'm gonna say is this year's gonna be difficult to drive around, Jerry.
Right, but we're not paying for all of those projects.
No, we're not paying for all of them, but that's the total picture of our projects and the county's projects. So.
Right.
What's the realignment of Dome Road?
They're gonna take Doan Road and bring it up straight like this and create a flat
Oh, at
spot.
Rushton.
Yeah,
Okay.
at Rushton.
Oh, go ahead.
Rushton, yeah.
I'll make a,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Tracy.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 12-2026, a resolution to fulfill repayment obligation from road millage fund to general fund.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion, support, discussion on the motion. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, resolution is adopted. All right, now, the next one. I don't know that we need to spend a lot of time and energy on this, but this is a resolution that I received from a supervisor over in Macomb County. And I like this resolution, and this is a resolution to opposition to the passage of Michigan House of Representative Bills 5531, 5581 through 5584 regarding local municipal zoning. This same resolution is being passed by numerous authorities. I don't know if we want to go and read the whole thing through. But again, this is our resolution, again, strongly objecting to what's being proposed in Lansing.
I'm 100% agree, and I think we need to approve this resolution immediately because it's the talk of the town and what needs to be done to, oppose this for all of us as not just townships, cities, everywhere, that it's going to cause a lot of issues.
Yeah, if these things go through, I will tell you, my vision of what Green Oak Township is going to look like is a whole lot different than what it is today.
Well,
And that'll be any township.
Yes.
this just puts us on record then.
Yes.
So we have some kind of documentation.
Yep.
Okay.
And once we approve this and Michael and I sign it, my proposal would be is to send it right straight to the committee, the legislative committee.
Speaker of the House.
To the House, and both to our representatives. And anybody else we can send it to.
I think the newspapers, or I should say
Yep.
the radio, would
Yep.
be a good start as well.
Yep, absolutely.
You need a motion?
Yes?
Yep, to adopt resolution 12,
Nope.
oh, 10, 2026. Hey, I got these trifocals on here.
A motion to enact a resolution number 10-2026, resolution in opposition to the passage of Michigan House of Representative Bill 5531, 5581-5584 regarding local municipal zoning authority.
Support.
Okay, we have motion and we have support. Discussion?
One thing in our favor, and they were bragging about it up at the conference yesterday, that they only passed 79 bills all last year.
74.
74, and their goal is to pass even less this year. So hopefully this will fall into that not passed.
Yeah.
So that'd be
As
nice.
little as possible, is there?
That's your motor. Who seconded that?
I did.
Okay, roll call, please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, resolution is adopted. Okay, now, get my glasses right here. Resolution 06-2026, Oakwood Meadows, authorizing issuance of special assessment bonds, Series 2026. Eric, what, we want to add anything here, or?
Mr. Supervisor, members of the board, thanks again. This is take two for this resolution. It was determined before the last meeting that this came up that I had gotten out of alignment with the township's municipal financial advisor with respect to some of the assumptions for the financial projections. I had prepared a resolution that authorized taxable bonds. Because of the status of these roads as public roads, we can finance these on a tax exempt basis. So I added the correct provisions into the bond resolution and authorize an issue of tax exempt bonds to finance these road improvements. The bond proceeds will be combined with the prepaid amounts and used to finance the road improvements. The amount that would be financed would be about just a little bit less than $1 million. The resolution authorizes a negotiated sale by bank placement RFP process. So there'll be an RFP prepared, put out to a number of banks to bid on it, and the most advantageous terms will be selected. The bonds will be repaid with special assessments as usual. The township's full faith and credit is also pledged behind the special assessments to make it saleable. And then the resolution delegates the authority to the supervisor, the clerk, and the treasurer to take the necessary actions and sign the needed documents to complete the sale and issuance of the bonds.
Okay. Sounds good. I know the residents out there in Oakwood Meadows can't wait.
They cannot.
They call me all the time.
Yeah, they're ready.
They are ready.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 6-2026, resolution authorizing issuance of special assessment bonds, Series 2026.
Support.
Okay, we have motion and support. Discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, resolution is adopted.
Thank you.
When do you think we will be looking at a bond sale?
I'll get with MFCI and come up with the timetable, but it could be, this will go more quickly than when we have a public sale. So RFP maybe within the month and maybe proceeds a couple weeks after.
Okay. Yeah, I've been working with the county trying to see if they've got any dates from their contractors on doing it. I haven't heard anything yet, so.
I'll talk to MFCI and we'll get a schedule.
Frost laws are still on, unfortunately, so it's not going to happen right away.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next item is a variance request for 11700 East Grand River, Section 38, 148, wellhead protection. Peter?
Good evening.
Come on up here. Okay, Peter, if you want to introduce yourself and just give the board a brief outline of what you want to do.
I'm Peter Scadeller. I own an entity called Number 9. It's NOIX for the old train station that was there, that location. I've got an existing 7-acre parcel that's got a light industrial building that's zoned for outside storage. It's a multi-tenant building. The building is fully occupied. And then adjacent to that, I have just under a 5-acre parcel that's adjacent to it. That is west of it. The land is unbalanced. The land is essentially cleared. And I would like to strip the topsoil and fill that land with clean, approved, compactable, non-organic material for the opportunity to build a building in the future. So my desire is to be able to get the variance to fill this site. I have provided, Mr. St. Charles and Ms. McKenzie have been very helpful in providing me the information. I've hired testing consultant engineers to do analytical testing on the soils. sodium testing, chloride testing, analytics, loss by wash, gradations, all the things that the township has requested. And I believe that the township would agree that the testing results are suitable, the material is acceptable, and if we're allowed to do this, I would welcome and encourage the township to stop by, inspect our construction process at any time, and if they find our practices unacceptable, I will agree to cease operations and remediate whatever is needed to be done. I do not have any building plans or any other construction desires at this time, but I want to get the site filled so it has time to be compacted and settle over time for the future development of a building. I acknowledge and understand this is within the Fonda Island Briggs Wellhead Protection Area, and there are a lot of things that are restricted and prohibited, even though it's zoned light industrial. And I plan to and will comply with the requirements in the FIB area that affect this parcel.
As Mr. Scadella has indicated, he came in at first to talk to Deborah and I, and I laid it out in front of him that, and as he knows, I've got quite a bit of experience with incoming fill over almost 40 plus years. But again, my concerns, and any fill, I don't care where it is, his site, any site in the township, and Deborah's heard me until nauseam, is, you want the material to come from a single source, not a little here and a little over there. What Mr. Scadella is proposing, and I think it's still the same, it's from the intersection of Grand River and Kensington Road.
Yes, and that's where the samples were
project.
obtained from.
So what you're going to get is all the material from one site. And that site has been tested by him. Now, I've reviewed the analytical as far as any benzenes, toluenes, or organics, heavy metals. It's clean. It's clean, sandy, compactable fill. The gradation on it, in my opinion, meets all of our requirements. So this is not a big clay that's putting in there. It's actually a compactable, nice looking material. I think the term I use on this is this would be good enough to put in my backyard, and I would have no problem with it. And I did convey this to Howard Harrington today with FIB Board, and based on the analytical, he was fine with our approach.
Now, this applicant had come to the planning commission prior to ask to fill the property, and we denied it at that time because of what was planned for it. The plans have changed now. I'm glad that that's happened. But one of the basic reasons that we were so concerned is the potential for harm to the FIB water area. And so we've taken a very strong approach to protecting that area very carefully. And as rules say, if any part of the property touches the wellhead protection area, the entire property has to be treated the same way. So this, even though it goes beyond the wellhead protection area, the entire property will fall within the same rules.
And I think too, one of the reasons that you guys had to kind of put the brakes on is, Section 38-148 prohibited uses, 38-148C prohibits solid waste landfills, dumps, landfilling, period, and spreading and storage of sludge, seepage, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the prohibited use. But then, under 38-151, a variance and appeal rights, the section 38-151A allows a property owner to seek a variance from the Township Board of Trustees if the ordinance imposes an unreasonable burden on the property. I think one could argue that this is a 5-acre parcel with frontage on Grand River, adjacent to an existing LI use. It was zoned LI use. It's a master plan for LI.
That's what this is zoned?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's already zoned for the LI, so I think done right, it will not be a burden on the township or the wellhead protection area. And I know Mr. Scadella has heard me a lot that, the same requirements that we had put on 7-Eleven, because they're in the wellhead protection area, he will enjoy those same requirements too.
So my question, real quick, is, I know you said that you spoke to FIB, and with everything that's here, I mean, you've gone back and forth, I mean, planning commission's looked over at Debbie, I mean, the knowledge and everything, I totally know that's no problem, but what about the residents of that area? Has there been anything brought to them, or how does that work with them? Because you can talk to the one that runs FIB, are you talking about the HOA?
No,
guy
the
from
Fed-
FIB?
Water Authority.
Oh, the water authority,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
So, I mean, but how does that work? I mean, all this looks really good to pass the variance, but what is that gonna bring back to us as a board from the residents?
When the original site plan was in front of the planning commission, did you have any public participation on that?
Absolutely, we did.
Okay.
And there was opposition at the time for what the original planned use was, which
Okay.
was for an outdoor storage yard.
But the use, did anybody object to the filling?
No,
Okay.
they did not object to that.
Thank you.
They were more concerned with lighting, shielding, those types of things.
Okay.
And when we got deep into the initial request, is that there would have to be significant mitigation plans for any type of storage, because we all know that equipment leaks oil. And what we didn't want is any of that oil in any way, shape, or form permeating down into the wellhead protection area. And at that time is when we, expressed to the applicant of how much the 7-Eleven had to do in order to get approved within the wellhead protection area. So I applaud you on what you want to do now. I think it's going to be a better use for the property.
Well, I appreciate that explanation, I just wanted to, because you know that if not,
And-
phone calls come in.
Well, and I think,
A lot of refill like Todd's tried to pull in on us on a piece of property.
what I'd like to point out here too is, because I think Mr. Scadella has agreed to go the extra mile on the testing and the analytical and supplying to us without hesitation. Okay, I think this is good because we don't get that many requests. But as more and more land is built on and we start to get into more and more marginal lands, we're going to probably see more and more requests for filling. And I think this sets the tone of, what do we want? This probably should be written into the ordinances a little bit more, but because this is a variance, we can attach conditions, and that condition was the testing and analytical, so.
And this is not a wetland that's being filled.
Right. So, I thought I had put a suggested motion in here, but I didn't. But what I would suggest, this is a variance, so if the board is inclined to grant the variance to allow the filling as proposed, the filling of the 5-acre parcel, I'm trying to word that, utilizing the material from the Grand River Kensington Road interchange project, you need about 7,000 yards?
7,300.
7,300, and coming off of that job is 12,000?
12,000 yards.
So there's more than adequate material, so you'll dispose of it someplace else.
I'll make that motion that you just worded so very well.
Grant the variance?
Grant the variance, yeah.
Based on the documentation created. And part of that motion is?
Testing promise.
Yep.
And testing, analytical testing promise.
It's already delivered.
Yeah.
Okay.
But part of that motion should be is that, based on the applicant's request, that the township can inspect, and any objectionable material that's brought up by the township would be removed at the applicant's cost.
Agreed. Agreed.
Agreed.
So move.
So that's a motion?
Yeah.
Support?
We have support. Discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Hate to do this to you, Kelly.
I'm so glad you're here. I really am. We would have been here till midnight if I was doing this.
Yes.
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 Yes, variance is approved. And Peter, thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's been fun working with you. You've done everything that we've asked, and one of the things that Peter had asked me, is it better for the landowner to come or the professionals? And I said, no, I'd rather have you here. Peter's here, so
I'm not
thank,
political, you'll hear the truth.
thank you very much.
From the planning commission side, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to work with us and being understanding of what we were trying to accomplish when we didn't go along with the first plan.
Thank you. And I want to just say that, this is not exactly my wheelhouse of everyday operations. This is a little bit outside my normal course of activities. And I thought that by hiring a consultant would be a more knowledgeable way to get through it. I was not trying to be cute or disrespectful to the board or the township. I wanted to get a process done. Obviously, I was incorrect. I apologize for that. And like I said, Mr. St. Charles and Ms. McKenzie have been very helpful, and I want to be a good citizen in the township. I'm not here to fight with City Hall. And as I told Mark and Debbie, if it wouldn't go in my backyard, I wouldn't put it on this site. That's not the kind of person I am. I'm the guy that does what I say I'll do, and if I say I'm not going to do it, I won't do it. I'm a pretty straightforward guy. That's the good news, but that's also the bad news. That's how I operate. Pretty straightforward.
Okay. If you could too, I know frost laws are on. I don't know what the timing on this project's going to be, but when you have a timeline, let us know.
I don't have a definitive date right now. It's very soon. It's going to be within the next, I shouldn't say, but I think it's going to be within 2 weeks that job's going to start in some fashion at Grand River and Kensington. It's phased in. I think the delay right now is waiting on the asphalt plants to open.
Yeah.
The first thing that has to happen on that job is they got to build a very small but temporary lane going southbound on Kensington Road, south of Grand River, to do a traffic switch. Then real construction can begin. So that the pause right now is frost laws, and the second thing is getting the asphalt plants open to put a small temporary lane.
Okay.
And we're even looking at putting in concrete just to keep the project moving on a temporary basis.
Okay, well, just keep us posted, either Deborah or myself. Deb?
He will need to pull a land use
Oh,
permit
yes.
and get a permit before he
Yeah.
can start work.
I'll see you tomorrow.
In the morning, preferably early, if you could.
What time?
We're open at
Anytime after
7:30.
7:30.
I'll be here.
Okay. I almost forgot about that, too. And I know
Land
that,
use and what else, Debbie?
Just your land, you have to fill out the application.
No problem.
and you have a set of plans on your grading plan that you have?
Right here.
Okay, bring them with Debbie, so Debbie has them, and you'll be set.
I can do that.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
I appreciate the help. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. Any discussion items needed today?
Thank you.
Okay, committee reports. Wow.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
I'm sorry, yes.
No, you just lost that one.
Sorry.
You're announcing you're volunteering for the executive committee?
No. Just a committee report, which Mark was in that meeting today, but I'd like to, at least since we're on YouTube, April 20th, we'll be doing a flushing for LCWA.
Yep.
We will have it on the website, Constant Contact, and there'll be postcards going out and some that'll be sitting at the township. So since we're doing this live, I like to at least let people know in advance before we send it up, so.
Okay, and also,
Well, that's it.
another thing, no, unless you want me to spring a bad one on you tomorrow.
No.
You've been asking, okay, because we have the closing for the Greenwoods wastewater treatment plant on the 31st of, the end of March, 31st of March. I've gotten a lot of phone calls and emails from some of the residents. We got to get the notice out to those residents about the switch from the Triad company that's handling their billing for the sewer treatment plant to Green Oak Township. They were billing in advance. So those residents are paid up through March 31st, and they were wondering, well, what about the billing? We are in arrears. So you got a quarter to get your BSNA in line, but yeah, I'm telling everybody, no, you will not receive an invoice from Green Oak Township or a bill, utility bill, until July. So that's, you know, that gives you Denise time to get that all situated.
Thank you.
Yep, unless you want to do it, you know, this weekend, so, okay.
You know, I do have,
Other than that,
I do have a quick question.
Yeah.
How are things going with the train bridge?
What?
Good
The
question.
train bridge.
Oh, it's on hold. She's talking about Four Lakes.
Yeah.
It's.
Oh,
'cause the
train
weather.
bridge, okay. Right now, the two railroad beds are up in Lansing.
Okay.
They're painted, they're all set, ready to go.
Mhm.
Can't touch a thing until state and county frost laws go off.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that they're really, they might be overweight, but they're over length.
Oh.
And, you know, when frost laws are on, you can't, you know, haul over length. So we're telling everybody that probably May, because you don't want to wait till the exact day, April 1st they come off, the ground's still going to be spongy.
Right.
So we're telling everybody probably May. Now, I also have one resident that's calling me weekly because about that time frame his wife is expecting.
Oh.
I said, we will get you out of there. We'll figure out how we're gonna do it, but we will get you out of there.
Stokes basket.
landed
We're gonna have fun with this. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The boat, we got the boat, we got all sorts of good tools.
Worst case scenario, I know we've got staff that help deliver babies, so. But, thank you for asking. That, we've been working with Noah on that, and Carol, she's been working on it, so, yeah, I mean, we all would have loved it to go in last year, but weather really, weather really closed in on us, so it's getting there. Okay? Anybody else have a committee report? Hearing none, there's no executive session needed tonight. We'll open the last call to the public. And at this time, we will close the call to the public, and we stand adjourned.